The Boy Who Owned the Ocean, a tale of two truths in a world that moved too fast. Nestled between a whispering forest and a shimmering pond lived Ethan. Ethan was a boy with a heart of gold, but his mind was a storm of why. Why was Liam faster? Why was Ryan richer? Why did the world seem to be a giant race where everyone else was at the finish line, while Ethan was still tying his shoes? Ethan lived in the age of the glass mirror, a magical device everyone carried that showed what everyone else was doing at every second. He would scroll through the mirror and see a girl across the ocean eating a feast, or a boy his age winning a trophy. Each time he scrolled, he felt smaller. He felt like a tiny puddle next to a vast sea. One day, Ethan sat by the village pond, his head in his hands. He felt like a failure because he couldn't run as fast as the deer in the forest. "I'll never be good enough," he whispered to the water. The wisdom of the old tree, why would a fish want to be a deer? A voice crackled like dry leaves. Ethan looked up to see Grandpa Joe, the village's oldest soul. He led Ethan to the great oak at the center of the village. "Look at this forest, Ethan," Grandpa Joe said. "Is the apple tree sad because it isn't as tall as the coconut tree? Does the coconut tree cry because its fruit isn't as sweet as an apple? No. They both just grow. If the apple tree spent its life trying to be tall, its apples would rot on the vine. It would be so busy looking up that it would forget to feed the people below." He took Ethan to the pond and pointed at a silverfish darting through the reeds. "If that fish spends its life trying to fly like a bird, it will live its whole life thinking it is stupid. It will ignore the fact that it can swim across an entire ocean, a place the bird can never go. You are trying to fly, Ethan, but you were born with fins of silver and a heart meant for the deep." Ethan felt a spark, but it was dim. "Even if I stop comparing myself, Grandpa, I still can't get anything done. I watch videos of heroes, I get excited for an hour, and then I just stop. I have no spark." The fisherman and the secret of the root. Grandpa Joe nodded and led him further to the river bank, where a man named Ben was training with an old fisherman. "Ethan wants to know about the spark," Grandpa Joe told the fisherman. The old man laughed, pulling a heavy net from the water. "Spark? Son, motivation is a lightning bolt. It's bright and beautiful, but it's gone in a second. You can't cook your dinner on a lightning bolt. You need a steady fire. That fire is discipline." He pointed to a patch of dirt where nothing seemed to be growing. "I planted a Chinese bamboo seed there 4 years ago. I watered it every single day." My neighbors laughed. They said I was watering dirt for 4 years. Not a single leaf poked through the ground. Ethan stared at the dirt. "Did it die?" "No," the fisherman smiled. "In the 5th year, it grew 90 feet tall in just 6 weeks. Was it a miracle? No. For 4 years, it was growing roots. It was building a foundation so strong that when it finally rose, no wind could knock it down. Motivation is the seed, but discipline is the water you give it when you don't feel like walking to the well." The transformation. Ethan went home and put away his glass mirror. He stopped looking at what Liam was doing. He stopped wondering how Ryan got rich. Instead, he asked himself, "What is my ocean?" He realized he loved building things. He started small. He didn't wait for the spark. On rainy days when he wanted to sleep, he woke up and carved wood. On days when his hands were tired, he drew plans. He stopped waiting for the perfect weather, like the fisherman. He showed up at the river of his work every single day. Years passed. The boy who felt small became the man who built the village's first great library and workshop. He didn't just build a business, he built a legacy. One evening, a young boy came to Ethan, looking sad. "Sir, how are you so successful? I'll never be like you." Ethan knelt down and handed the boy a small wooden fish he had carved. "Don't try to be like me," Ethan said softly. "The sun and the moon don't shine at the same time, but they both make the world bright. If you try to fly, you'll feel like a failure. But if you focus on your own swimming, one day you will own the entire ocean." The moral of the story: your path is yours alone. True success is found when you stop measuring your worth by someone else's yardstick and start watering your own seeds with discipline. If you wait for feeling like it, you will never move. If you do the work anyway, you become unstoppable. To social media quotes inspired by the story: "If a fish tries to fly, it will always feel like a failure. But if it swims, it can conquer the entire ocean." Comparison is the thief of joy. Your path is different because your purpose is different. The sun and the moon don't shine at the same time, yet both light up the world. Motivation gets you through the door, but discipline keeps you in the room. Stop watering other people's gardens and start growing your own roots. Lesson from the story: the 5 key pillars. The lesson is that consistency beats intensity. You don't need a giant leap. You need small steps taken every single day. Example 1: the artist. An artist who waits for inspiration might paint once a month. An artist with discipline paints every day at 8 a.m. In a year, the disciplined artist has 365 paintings and is a master, while the inspired one is still waiting. Example to the student: if you compare your grades to the smartest kid in class, you might feel like giving up. But if you focus on learning one new thing every day, discipline, you will eventually pass everyone who relied only on luck. Example 3: the athlete. A runner doesn't get fast by wishing they were a deer. They get fast by running when it's cold, when they are tired, and when the bed feels too warm to leave. Example for the bamboo factor. Sometimes you work hard and see no results, like the bamboo for 4 years. You aren't failing, you are growing roots. Don't quit right before your 5th year begins. Example 5: social media. Looking at someone's highlight reel on social media is like a fish looking at a bird. It makes you forget that you can breathe underwater, a superpower the bird doesn't have. For extra moral lines. Extra line 1: real growth happens in the quiet moments when nobody is watching and you choose to keep going anyway. Extra line 2: you are not behind in life. You are exactly where you need to be to build the foundation for where you are going. If you love this quick motivation blast, hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you in the next video.